All right, let's go back over to our database designer. We're going to add in a hashtags table and a hashtags post table. So back over on dbdiagram.io, I'm going to go down to the very bottom. I'm going to first add in a table called hashtags. I'm going to make sure this thing has an ID. I'll then give it a created at timestamp. And then once again, we might ask ourselves, do we need a updated at flag here? In this case, I don't think that we would ever have an updated at flag. If we ever have a hashtag with a different title, so let's say happy, and we want to turn that into happy birthday, that really implies that we're just going to create a new hashtag rather than try to change an existing one. So I don't think that we really need an updated at column in this case. So then I'll give this maybe a title column. So this is going to be the actual text of the hashtag itself. We'll make it a varchar, and maybe we'll say that at most you can have a hashtag of 20 characters. And that's pretty much it. That's all we really need to store around hashtags. Then after that, we could relate together each of these different hashtags with a particular post. So we can make a table of hashtags posts. We will also give this an ID. We could give this a created at flag. Not strictly necessary here. The reason for that is that, well, we might not really care about when the hashtag was really added in, considering that the post itself has a created at flag. So in other words, when we create that post itself, we are already storing the date at which it was created. And presumably, at that same time, we're also going to create a relationship between that post and the different hashtags that it makes use of. So if we ever really care about when a post made use of a hashtag, we could really just look at the post created at date instead. The one exception there is if a user ever edits a caption and adds in a new hashtag that was not used previously. So in that case, we would have kind of a older created at date, and we might have maybe the updated at date. But even in that case, a user could update a post or a caption several different times, and each time add in some new hashtag. Regardless, I personally don't think we're going to really care that much about specifically when each individual hashtag was added to a post. So in this case, I really question whether or not we need that created at column. I think we might not need it at all. So then that only leaves two other columns. One column to relate this hashtag posts to a particular hashtag, and one to relate it to a particular post. So I'll put in hashtag ID. It's going to be an integer, and it's going to reference hashtags.id. And let me hold that open just a little bit to make it a little bit more clear. And we'll also add in post ID. It's going to be a reference to posts.id, like so. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now we can, once again, take a look at our diagram, maybe start to drag stuff around a little bit more, see if we can make this stuff make a little bit of sense visually. Let's see, maybe I'd take that up there, and then hashtags over there. Yeah, that's looking pretty reasonable. Then we've got posts. A post has a relation to a hashtag post, and the hashtag post points at the actual hashtag that was being used. As a reminder, we would probably want to put a unique constraint on the title of the hashtags table to make sure that we're not repeating the same hashtag over and over and over again. But that'd be something that we would add in when we're actually creating this table inside of our database. Okay, so that is it for hashtags. Let's take a pause right here, take a look at one or two other features in the coming videos.